Is it wrong? अगर हम अपने राज्य के हक के लिए अगर यहाँ पे मांग करेंगे तो ये गलत बात है। कल हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी आंध्र में गुंटूर आते हैं और क्या बोलते हैं, वहां पे बोलते हैं कि नारा चंद्रबाबू नायडू जी चीफ मिनिस्टर है, मेरे को गाली देते हैं। किस तरह से बातें कर सकते हैं? ये हमारे गौरव की बात है कि एक प्रधानमंत्री इस तरफ से बातें करें। When our Chandrababu Naidu ji has said nothing, madam, nothing personal about the Prime Minister. He has not alleged any of the personal attacks. He has just asked to implement the AP Reorganization Act. He has just asked to give us our rightful justice. And he comes to Andhra Pradesh, he comes to Guntur, and the kind of allegations, personal attacks he has done on Chandrababu Naidu ji, on his family, is very degrading, madam, not just for him, but also the position of the Prime Ministership, madam. And I reiterate my demand of railway zone once again in this very house. There is an immediate need to grant railway zone, madam. That is the lifeline for the Uttarandhra region, the northern region of Andhra Pradesh, and we have been asking for that demand for the last 20 years. We have been very hopeful that this government is going to do justice on this, but they have kept back on that demand, madam. And another demand that we have, backward district funds, madam. Every year 50 crores for 7 districts in Andhra Pradesh, it has been promised. For 3 years they have given, madam, but the 4th year, since we started protesting against the NDA, but since we have started protesting, saying that this government is not doing anything, they have given 50 crores and they have taken it back, madam. It has never happened in the history of government of India where they have given 350 crores to 7 districts to the government of state government, madam, and they have taken it back. What is the excuse they are giving, madam? They are saying that the state is not performing well. They are saying that there is a lot of corruption happening in the state. How can you speak like that when the very same central institutions which the central government is responsible of, they have given 600 awards to the performance of state government, saying that you are the best performing state in the country. I have the facts also, madam. I can lay it on the table. We are the first state to be open defecation free, madam. We are the first state in the country to implement DDN, madam, for all 110 ULBs, madam. We are number 2 in the smart city implementation program, madam. Number 1 in the country in implementation of national urban livelihood division, madam. Number 1 in the country to develop app monitoring for anti-birth control and anti-rabies vaccine programs, madam. There are 600 these kind of programs where Andhra is leading the country. When the central institutions have said that your country, your state is performing so well, the Prime Minister, his honorable ministers, they all come and allege that there is a lot of corruption happening. When there is a lot of corruption happening, why don't you take action? Why don't you give proper details about what corruption is going on? Not a single allegation has been made with proof, madam. They are all false allegations, and this is the kind of leadership Prime Minister Ji is promoting in this country, madam. Anyone who questions him, anyone who wants to ask him for something, anyone who is demanding, anyone who is asking for justice, he sends CBI, ED, IT to do. He uses those misuses those institutions to undemocratically, madam. This is total fascism, madam, which has never been there in this country, and I don't think this country is going to tolerate that kind of leadership also. In the coming elections, definitely I have the confidence that the country is going to vote against this kind of dictatorship also, madam. And the other demands that we have, madam, state demands, there is the demand of Amaravati also. You know that we are being a state which has been divided without any capital. We have to build our own capital. We have to compete with Hyderabad. We have to compete with Chennai. We have to compete with Karnataka's Bangalore. When we have no capital, how are we going to compete? Don't we have youth in our state? Don't we have to create the jobs for them? And unless we have a proper capital where we can invite investments into our state, how can we do it? And for that very reason, madam, a wonderful scheme of land pooling has been done by our Chandrababu Naidu Garu. He has brought in 33,000 acres. He has brought in from the farmers, madam. They have donated the land for the creation of such capital, madam. And the emotion that we have associated with Amaravati, they have insulted us, madam. Now they have given us 1,500 crores for the completion of the capital. Whereas in Gujarat, they have constructed one statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. We are not against the construction of the statue. But what has happened? They have given 3,000 crores for that statue, which is being built in 50 to 100 acres. Now a capital which has to come up for the future of the state, which is going to be a lifeline of this country. How many crores you have given? 1,500 crores. When we ask for more, because we have to construct a capital, madam. If we have to compete with Hyderabad, the worth of Hyderabad is approximately 5 lakh crores today. When we have to compete with that kind of state, don't we have the right to have our own capital? You have given 1,500 crores and you are saying that you will build a capital with this? And 3 years back, madam, when Narendra Modi ji came to Amaravati to inaugurate, to lay the foundation stone of the capital, he has advised our chief minister, you please go to Kazakhstan, you see the Astana capital that is coming there, and you try to implement the same kind of strategies in Amaravati. How can you build Astana kind of capital with 1500 crores? Please give us a plan also, Madam Speaker. We are requesting the central government to give a plan that with 1500 crores we want to build a capital which is a world-class capital. I think we don't have that kind of strategies, madam. I think if Narendra Modi ji has, we request that if he gives that kind of strategies for us, madam. Other than that, the other one, Polavaram, madam. Polavaram is the lifeline of Andhra Pradesh. We want to make our state drought-free state. We want to make our state farmer-friendly state. For that, we want to create Polavaram. It is approximately 56,000 crores. And it is written in the AP Reorganization Act that it is going to be a national project, which means that the responsibility of the construction has been lined with the central government. And today, the state government has taken the responsibility of building the dam, madam. And now we are still having a pending budget of 4,000 crores which the central government has to give for Andhra Pradesh. And when we keep asking, they keep delaying, madam. Already it is a cash-ridden state. Already we are facing financial problems. When we want to hurry up with the construction of this, why isn't the central government supporting in equal basis of giving funds for the Polavaram, madam? And there is no talk about steel plants. They don't talk about Dugirajapatnam port. They don't talk about Kakinada petrochemical complex. There are so many things that are still pending with the act, and the central government doesn't have any single right to say they have done justice for Andhra Pradesh, madam. I want this to go on record once again that they have not done anything. Not a single assurance has been fulfilled, madam, today. That is why we want to stand united in terms of opposition also, madam, because we have been cheated. We have been insulted. And now we want to go together to fight for the justice. And this kind of situation is not just happening with Andhra, madam. We have seen that this kind of justice is being happening with all states also. We have seen Bengal. We have seen Tamil Nadu. We have seen Uttar Pradesh. Wherever election comes up, these kind of strategies are being played. Opposition is being divided. CBI, ED, IT, these kinds of institutions are misused and they are sent on the opposition to kill the opposition, madam. It is not good for this democracy when a leader who has to lead this country where सबका साथ सबका विकास जो बातों में नहीं कामों में होना चाहिए वो नहीं दिख रहा, मैडम. इसी हालत से हम बोल रहे हैं आज. और the other thing, madam, other than the state issues, there are a lot of central issues also, madam. Coming back to the issue of farmers, they are trying to give 6,000 crores today. In terms of they are giving 2,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees per year, 2,000 in 3 installments. Why haven't they done it before, madam? Why do they have to do it just before the elections? Is the government not there for the last 4 years? Are the farmers not facing this kind of situation? Agriculture. Madam, even the government is afraid to release the National Crime Record Bureau, which keeps a account of the committing of farmer suicides also, madam. They are afraid to release that kind of data. They are afraid to release the crime records. They are afraid to release the unemployment data. They are afraid to release any kind of economic survey reports. All kinds of reports they are trying to, madam, 5 minutes I am going to conclude, madam. So they want to push their own agenda and they want to suppress the truth, madam. And this is not the way Gandhiji wanted this country to be led, madam. And also other schemes like jobs, madam. Just now I mentioned the NSSO report. It has also not come out because it is not favorable for the government. The unemployment today is in a 45-year high, 60-year high. Since independence, probably this is the highest that we had because there was no count before. But this kind of situation, how it has to be dealt, there is nothing from the central government.